Okay, and welcome. Let's talk about the shading technique. This is probably the one that you will use most often, and I want to talk to you about elongating the graphite of your pencil. Let me make sure I'm hitting this. Yeah, good. All right, I have my X-Acto knife here. It's just a cheap dollar store knife, and it has many, many blades. And use these pencils as your tools, okay? These are yours to use. People get, I don't know, a little anxious about not really exploiting these, but take the time to make them your own, and you will become a master drawer. Okay, shading, just like it sounds. I have my 8B pencil, and you see how I whittled this so the graphite is nice and long. And just like when you did your value scales, okay, I'm going to pretend my light source again is over here. This is my really bad son. Oh, here's what I want to show you. I have, because I'm working on a flat surface, and shading on a hard surface, shading is a softer kind of technique. I'm going to put a pad of paper under my, I don't know if you can see it. I'll lift this up. So I have just a bunch of copy paper pieces under my big block here so that I can have a nicer effect. Now I have this nice, let me run this a little bit. There we go. I have this nice long graphite. And you see my technique here. You know what? I am not getting a good mark, so I'm going to rough this up a little bit on my sandpaper block. That should help a bit. There we go. Okay. See my technique. I elongated the graphite, and look how I choke back on the pencil. It's not like I'm writing or drawing with it or even stippling. I choke back, and you see the hand position I have with my pencil. And I'm just going to blend in. Remember, my light source is to the left, so I am going to increasingly add more and more value as I go toward the right. Okay, and you see, you should have the differences between the values be seamless. That's what you should strive for. That's what's going to attain realism. Now, this is nice, but let's push it a little bit further. I have a tissue here to blend. Please never blend on your good drawings with your fingers like this. Your hands will have oils, and if you have any kind of lotion, anything on your hands at all, it's going to make these ugly ridges wherever your fingertip stops, kind of like, you know, an upside down bowl. So take a tissue at the very least, and I'm going to blend with a tissue towards the light, okay? And again, I have that pad of paper, and you see I have a good bit of graphite pulled up. What if you don't want all that graphite pulled up? Let's say I really want to make this nice and smooth without pulling everything up. Here comes your tortillon. Fun word to say, even funner to draw with. Okay, and this is great for getting into tiny little places. Not necessarily big areas. I would use the tissue, but you can use the tortillon to blend into smaller areas, get a nice smooth value range, and you see how nice that looks from light to medium to dark. Okay, let's go back to our cube here. Same light source. This is my HB pencil. I don't want that. I want my 8B. Okay, and I'm going to choke back and obliterate the contours. You had lots of practice doing this in those worksheets from the prior lesson. So we're going to obliterate the outlines of this by bringing the value up to the edge. Okay. Now again, my front is the darkest, correct? So I'm going to pull this value this way. I can use my finger as a little bit of a backstop to stop the shading. Okay, there we go. See how I'm achieving value fairly quickly. I elongated that graphite, achieving this fairly quickly. And it's going to be the darkest dark over here, maybe slightly a little darker here. All right, to really make this look realistic, consider how the light hits, and you will drag a bit of a shadow back here. Shadows will be darkest close to the object except for reflected light here. Okay, And if I really wanted to obliterate this outline, I could put in a bit of background. Okay, how about use your tortillon to sharpen up those edges. I'm pressing fairly hard in order to attain value, but you see I like using the tortillon and then perhaps leaving the shadow or the background unblended so you get a change in texture. Okay, well that was fun. Speaking of texture, that's the video coming up now, so thank you for watching.